Hey, thanks for joining us today for Battle Ready. This is episode number 2 in marriage, episode number 11 overall. So today we're going to dive into marriage once again, but we found last week that marriage was God's idea. Today, we're going to talk about how the enemy hates it. So grab your pens, grab your notebooks, let's get started and get battle ready. So marriage, why wouldn't what God created, why wouldn't the enemy come against it? Why wouldn't the enemy want to jump right in and divide what God has put together? So marriage is God's idea. We saw this last week. This week we're going to talk about again, the enemy hates marriage, right? If you find in Genesis chapter 3, we're going to pick up right there in the Word. I'm just going to paraphrase it for you just for a moment. Y'all know the story that, Adam and Eve, when they went into the garden, they weren't supposed to eat the fruit. And then Eve was deceived by the enemy. The enemy said, oh, look how good it looks. It's going to taste good. It's going to make you smart as God. God doesn't want you to have it because He's a mean God or whatever. So then she ate the fruit, the forbidden fruit. Then she gives it to her husband. He eats the forbidden fruit. And then God shows up. And I'm going to pick up in Genesis chapter 3. That's verses 6 and 7. I'm going to pick up in verse 12, English Standard Version, where it says, the man said, the woman who you gave to me, she gave me the fruit and ate it. So Adam is like, the first thing that happens is God says, hey guys, what happened here? What's going on? How are y'all doing? And Adam says, it's this woman. So all of a sudden the enemy comes in and divides what God has put together. It is a very, very powerful thing, marriage. It's one of the most powerful things that God has ever put on planet Earth. But it's also very dangerous. When you divide a man and a woman, you divide a marriage, it's like splitting an atom. It's like atomic bombs, right? It's a big, big deal. So the enemy is after your marriage. He wants to come and divide you. Do you want to know why your marriage has been under heat lately? Do you want to know why things have been a little, heated around the house? You want to know why arguments have come up and things like that? It's because the enemy is after your marriage. He wants you to divide. The Word says that a house divided against itself can't stand. So the enemy knows if he can divide you, he can tear down your whole house. He can destroy everything that you've created together. He can divide it, right? We're not going to allow him because we're going to be battle ready. Look at Matthew chapter 18. I want to share this scripture with you and let you again understand the power of your marriage. How powerful it is for a man and a woman to join together, right? He says this in verse 18. This is the English Standard Version. He says, again, I say unto you, if two of you agree on earth about anything they ask, it will be done for them by my Father which is in heaven. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I among them. So here's the thing. A husband and wife is a prayer team already. It only takes 2. The prayer of agreement only takes 2. You can do it at your house, right? So the enemy knows if he can divide mom and dad, if he can divide husband and wife, he's conquered something that's powerful. So today I encourage you, fight for your marriage. Go back and listen to last week's episode if you haven't listened already. Get those 2 books we recommended. Grab your spouse by the hand and say, you know what? We're going to pray through this thing. We're going to come out better. We're going to come out stronger. Get battle ready. Prepare yourself for battle. Because if maybe you're young married and the enemy hasn't attacked you yet, I promise you it's coming. So get battle ready. Put your marriage on a firm foundation. Let's see God in this thing.